Good afternoon, YouTubers, and here we are using Fusion 360 to design a beam pump. Basically, here is the crank, the connector for the crank, the beam, and the other connector for the pump itself. And here's a cutoff so you can see the pump up and down, the piston for the pump. And let's see how this works. So, for example, let's do a quick inspect of all this here, and this is what we have. For example, let's see, the beam length is about 420. I put this together as I go along. I didn't have any blueprints, so like for example, check this one here. This is about 500. That's the length of that base there. How about this base here? Sorry for that. Let me get out of here for a second. Inspect again. And so we're talking about 200. For the crank, we are talking about the crank itself, about 100. For the beam, we have here what we got there. We got 200. And so more or less, you put things together as is required. That's the nice things about when you go designing. And so it's like you are trying to find out how the system will looks like, whether it behave. Look at this this length of that connector, 106.5 mm. Couldn't be 110 or 100, but it ended up being like that just because I didn't have any blueprint at all, so I went along. Now so let's put this together, see how it works. The first thing is get the crank where it should be. I can certainly do two ways: either pick it up right now like that and then pick where it's going to be connected and do join, and it will move where it's supposed to. Now one thing that you want to be sure is that it's aligned with the holding of the crank and it's tight. Yeah, that will do. So let's say okay on that one. The next thing is pick this one here and connect it with here, and do again the same story here, joint, and ensure that it has the right movement. And let's see, it's perfect. So the next part will be, let's join this one. Let's accept that. So let's join that one with this one here. And there's a little bit of noise on my side, so don't worry about it. With that two together, so we join again those two, and ensure that there's no comment here saying that there's a problem with the connection, because that would be bad. So there we go. Right there, it seems like I got pretty much three connection the way it should be. Now let's see this one. This one will be, I want that one to move with this one, and let's see how this works. Join again. Whoops, here's a problem. And the problem is that the way it is connected will create some problem. I'm not sure whether if I pull it out, whether the problem will disappear. Let's pull it a little bit more. It looks like it disappeared now. Let's see. Maybe it's okay now. Let's hit OK. Oh, excellent, it disappeared. You see, because the first connection it did it way within the column. Now if I move here, everything should go the way it should be. Yeah, that's working fine. Now let's see, let's do the rest of the connection. Now we move to the pump, and we do the same here with this one, and we assemble joint, and again that's not good where it's being located. is deep within the beam. That would not do. Now, I'm not sure whether that will work or it need to get more. We'll see, because there's a problem here. Let's say yes. The problem is that this guy need to align within the cylinder, the piston, and let's find out how well this align here. So let's align that first. Let's say this with this, and let's say join. But now, nope, that shouldn't turn. That the motion there should be sliding up and down. That's perfect. That will do. Let's say okay, and now it's almost like there, except that there's a little problem here. Let's see if I can get this a little bit now. And the question is, you see, when this go up and down, it cannot touch this part here. So I think that is right where it should be. Now the question is, can I get this one into here? Let's see. Join. Oop, that's a problem. Let's see if I change the motion. It should rotate. Still, there's a problem there. Now let's see. Yep, obviously we know what's the problem. And let's get the position right. Let's see if it disappear eventually. There we go. I think that no, it disappeared. Let's see if this makes sense. I hope it looks okay. Let's say okay. Oh, it aligned itself. Great. Yeah, I thought that. All right, so let's get this where it should be. We are about a baby step to get this running. So you see they are all blue, like baby blue, meaning all the joint, meaning that everything should be okay. So if I simulate this one, and so let's see, I think it's that one. We're gonna animate that model. Let's see if it works. Excellent. There we go. It's kind of interesting because you want to be careful. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you have too much constraint on some of these joints, and you want to relax them, and then you start to put whatever you want, but you just let it go. So far it's doing great. Now it's moving nice from the spinning motor. Let's say that this is a motor and this is the pump. It's doing great, so it's behaving the way it should be. You can see the cutoff here for the piston, and so you can see the piston up and down. Now again, as I was working on this, and I didn't have any blueprint at all, so I went with the flow, just to model something. Perhaps then later, at a later time, do a scale down so I can print some of this stuff and get it to work in a 3D printer. So that's my idea here. But in the meantime, there's a few things here and there that I definitely want to fix. But it looks good so far. Now, one thing that I like to do is when you get your model working, is perhaps let's see what we should do here. In assemble, let's escape here for 1 second. Again, we pick that one. Let's see, go to motion study. Instead of being 51.8, you wanna get out of here, and on that one drop it to 0. So now when it's in 0, now you want to go back, actually pick it up again, go back to assemble, go to oops, cancel, go back here again, go to assemble, motion study, and it's right there. So now pick the last point and hit a 360 so that now this will go 360. The flag is going that way. Now don't worry about the flag direction, because one thing that you can certainly do is do this, and you can see the behavior either one way or another when you pick this one. So now if I model, I'm right there, it's gonna go that way. See, the flag is looking this way, but it's going to go this way probably because it's coming down the way it is. So let's see, or maybe it's just will repeat itself and then it will come down. We'll see. Hit, there we go, it's coming that way. You see, although there we go. So you can see it's going back and forth depending of what you are setting on the motion. Now I can do faster. And let's stop for a second. Let's do a loop. Looks better. There we go. So I don't know how faster can it be done. The faster, I know that Fusion may have some trouble getting all this right, but so far look good. Let's see, a little faster. Yeah, I know that some of you want it to the top here. I have done it before and I don't like the results, so let's see how they looks like now. It's way too fast for anything to really happen, so let's get back to where it should be. So there we go. I don't like that way. It just looks very awful. Now that looks better. Look more like those petroleum pump that you find a lot in Texas and so forth. So that's kind of nice and pleasant. So in fact, it seems like this is more the speed that you typically see on those ones. You know, get the job done easily, very gentle. So so that now you have it. This is what we call the beam pump. All right, that will do. As always, you know, give me write me anything that you want to discuss on this. And so let's take a look to all sides here. Let's see, can I move it around? Yeah, there we go. Obviously the cylinder here is larger than the piston, just for because I just want to just so you guys take a look at what's going on here. And it's kind of interesting when I move faster when I'm moving the whole thing, but I mean that's the thing about Fusion 360. But it looks good. All the modeling is the way it should be, textbook, nothing to it. Well folks, that will do. I hope this video helped you guys on your beam pump design. Just a quick idea how I put that together. So with that said, have fun. Bye.